I'm excited. I don't know how everyone else feels.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey guys, good morning.
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 How are you all?
Good.
Doing well, thanks, Sudeep.
Great, great.
So you guys want to wait 2 minutes out, and then we'll
Yeah,
do the
let's wait.
official
Yeah,
start?
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Sudeep, I love the background, man. I need to get a map for mine. I feel like the lends an air of authority to the speaking person. Just a world map behind you. It's a good tactic.
It reminds me where all I have to open my offices.
Yeah, man. Slowly, you'll need a second map, man.
How is the weather in London, Latisha?
It's raining.
Ah, well, it was bright and
It
sunny.
hasn't been raining for quite a while, so it's okay.
Mhm. The Wales had been quite beautiful when I was away. As soon as I came back, started raining. I said, I don't know what is wrong literally with me and Wales weather. I never get to enjoy it.
I guess the sun is back later today, so it's fine.
It's great. It's great. All right, James, over to you.
All right. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our inaugural Directors Talk webinar. I'm happy to be here with Letitia Afia and Sudeep Singh, and I will be talking to them a little bit about the cooperation between APG and DMSMatrix. So without further ado, I'm going to let you guys kind of jump right into the meat and potatoes of today's webinar. And I'd just like to ask Letitia if you could just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your background, and tell us how it led to your current role at APG.
Thank you, James. Hello, everybody. I'm Laetitia Arfi, and I'm the Global Sales and Marketing Director for APG Commerce Solutions. I joined APG from the beginning, so 6.5 years ago, so it's still like quite a recent company. And we started with 4 people, with just one lane, UK to Australia. And 6 years later, we have 180 employees. We operate from 22 different hubs worldwide, and we have a revenue of over $500 million. So we offer cross-border delivery solutions from our 22 different hubs and 280 destinations, with Australia being our backyard because we are actually owned 100% by Australia Post. I've been in this e-commerce industry for quite a while, over 15 years now, and nothing originally would have led me to the logistics world. I have a more scientific background to start with, and I started my career in Paris. Sorry for my French accent, by the way. I can't get rid of it even after 17 years in the UK.
You never should. You never should. It's a wonderful habit.
So yeah, I started my career in Paris in the pharmaceutical industry. So the jump between the pharmaceutical industry and the parcel delivery was a bit random, but I did it, and it's actually quite amazing to see how you keep having like new trends in the logistic world and new innovation as well, and it kept me busy so far. So from sales and management roles, at first at La Poste and then at Ascendia, and now at APG, I'm in charge now of the sales and marketing strategy. And I support the sales teams globally, especially on our 3 key entities, so the US team, UK, and Asia. I also work with the marketing team to increase our brand awareness and also enhancing our social media presence. So really the focus for us within the next 12, 18 months is to keep growing substantially. APAC, Asia is a key market, key focus for us since our new CEO are also based in Singapore, so it helps. But also we have we also want to keep increasing and opening new markets of origin. So I told you about 22 hubs, and we have the UK, US, Europe, and Asia. But we want to also open Turkey, for instance. Vietnam is opening within the next couple of months. Canada also is a good market of interest for North American customers. So this is a really ambitious strategy for us, because we want within the next 2 years to reach the $1 billion mark in terms of revenue. So, and it's going to be mostly organic. So we have a lot of work to do here. But enough talking about me. I leave the floor to Sadip.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Laetitia. And Sadeep, can you tell us your side a little bit about DMS and your journey?
Absolutely. No, I knew no Latisha already, but I didn't know all that she was a scientist. So very impressive. And science is required in everyday life or business anyway. So don't leave that side of it. Like I got hitched to IT when I was 14 years old, and I never left it. Well, I left it for a few years, like 14, 15 years. I didn't do anything in IT, but I'm back to my old love. So stick to your science, like I'm sticking to the IT. Despite we worked in different industries. So yeah, without taking further time on the platform, I started my career at a very young age, and I was hobby developer. So I have done a lot of software development when I was a kid. So I did a freelancer job while I was studying in the school, and then when I grew up, I started working in different industries. So I started my career in publishing industry, and then I moved to real estate. I sold houses, and then I basically worked in a software company because I enjoyed developing software. Then I moved into education sector, so I started teaching, and I managed the whole tech teaching department. Then I moved to insurance, and then I shifted to one of the largest technology sales company, Dell Computers, and I managed their countrywide sales. And after doing all that, I have started my own venture. Um, I have been involved in e-commerce for almost 12 to 13 years now. And in the last 12 to 13 years, we have assisted a lot of marketplaces, sellers, and logistic companies, and we are continuing to do so. Um, in the last 12 years, we have seen the industry growing and changing very fast. And I think we entered at the right time. We had the privilege of seeing all those changes and the growth as well. And it did benefit us as well. It did teach us a lot, and did make us a very sustainable solution for the industry. Now, coming to DMSMatrix, DMSMatrix basically was just a single web page. And the vision just kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger as we kept working on. And now it is one of the most strongest and very diversified and versatile ERP system into the industry right now. Our vision with DMSMatrix basically is just to create a single ecosystem for all the e-commerce entities around the globe, where they can connect with each other, work with each other without having any worries about cost for integration, IT system, or incompatibilities. So we want to create a kind of ecosystem. If you just join DMS, then you're automatically connected to every single possible entity around the world, whether it is marketplaces, whether it's payment processors, whether it is logistic companies, 3PL companies, 4PL companies. It's a long journey, but we are moving towards it. We have done a great amount of work in the last 12 years, and we will continue to do so. And we will make sure that we are able to finish this what we have thought about. Currently, as I said, we are trying to create an ecosystem. DMSMatrix being like one-stop solution for all the entities. Currently, our services portfolio includes like consulting and opening new sales channels and marketplaces to sellers, marketplaces, and payment processors. We have very high expertise in data preparation and optimization. So we take pride into that. We have recently launched another solution into our ecosystem, which is called image hosting, where we work as an image service provider for sellers and marketplaces. And we add a lot of additional features where we do automated background removal, image enhancement, aspect ratio correction, as per the requirement of the marketplaces. We're trying to automate all that so people don't have to invest a lot into manual work on the images. And images is everything is image on the e-commerce world. So we understood the importance of how important it is for image to be the right, correct, and the correct ratio as per the marketplace. So we just recently launched it. Our strength is the integrations and complex logic coding and AI development. So we can integrate with pretty much any entity on the planet as long as they can provide us API integration or EDI integration or XML or FTP integration. So our doors are open for anybody to come and become part of our ecosystem, and we are getting great response so far. And it's like we have a long queue of development pending, which we are working on at the moment. We have also launched a very unique service for marketplaces, which is a catalog duplication check. So usually what happens, marketplaces suffer a lot because of duplication of their catalogs, and we have launched that service as well. We have also included the customer KYB services into our portfolio for any 3PL company or marketplaces to KYB their customers. They can take advantage of our fantastic KYB tool, which brings all the data out of government repositories and do all the liveliness check and everything. We also have cross-border shipping. Obviously, with a partner like APG, we can provide that. So we are able to ship from China to global, UK to global, EU to UK, UK to EU. We also have a return solution in our portfolio where we can provide the return services from UK to EU or EU to UK or worldwide from EU. We have warehousing solutions in UK, Europe, and in China. We are basically providing an end-to-end ERP system as well to our sellers and marketplaces for them to be able to manage their day-to-day operations with the most possible automation. So whether you call it listing, product optimization, global inventory syncing, multiple warehouse management, order management, shipping label, tracking, vendor payment, purchasing, marketplace payment tracing, that all is already part of DMSMatrix ERP system. There's one big thing which we are currently working on is the payment solutions. So DMSMatrix soon will be start providing the payment processing service and acquisition services as well. So this is, I hope it was not very, very long, but
Sounds like a lot of exciting projects.
Yeah, this is who I am. This is what DMSMatrix is all about.
That's great. That's great. And now that we've got a sort of broader idea about the companies and their story, let's try and talk a little bit about the scope and goals, maybe of your collaboration. So I think we can sort of guess out of what you both just said, how these two pieces fit together. But if you could maybe paint the picture a little more for us, bring the colors out of what benefit, the collaboration, or what kind of goals you guys have, I guess, out of this collaboration. So.
For me and as APG, to start with, when we started the collaboration with DMSMatrix, we approached this collaboration more from like a supplier customer point of view, offering delivery services, ex-China for DMSMatrix sellers in China. But very quickly, I realized that DMS was more than that, and the partnership was more than having a technology platform and delivery solution options. And as you mentioned, Sandeep, earlier a few times, it's about creating an ecosystem where sellers can increase their sales, can grow, into key cross-border markets. They can tap into more exotic new markets for them without the burden of having all the challenges in terms of custom compliance, heavy admin paperwork, currency payment localization barriers as well. So really, what we're trying to do with DMS is to combine our solutions to plug in more and more companies to actually increase and get this ecosystem bigger and bigger.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Sudeep, you have anything to add to that?
No, I agree with what Letitia said, that we both companies believe in providing a single stop ecosystem. And that is what, basically makes it a very unique proposition. And I think just to go into specifics, I think the most seamless shipping experience is the USP of this collaboration. Uh, this solution is extremely high tech, which obviously results in a great customer experience. There's no IT cost to the consumer from us. So it's like ready-made turnkey solution. And thanks to brilliant IT team of APG side, um, and a lot of shipping companies provide traceability of the parcels, but there are always gaps, you know, blind spots. But beauty of this collaborated solution is that it is end-to-end traceability of the parcel door to door. Um,
So
Whether
through
it is outbound,
customs, through any kind of international transit, everything's there. It's
exactly,
tagged.
exactly, and not
That's
just to the
huge.
yeah,
That's
and
huge
not
for
just
customers.
yeah, and not just to the outbound, to the inbound or the returns as well. We provide end-to-end traceability for that. The customer care is excellent. Dedicated customer care is there, and any possible integration wherever seller is making the sale, we do provide that integration to the seller at no cost at all. So they can list their products, they can manage their inventory, they can generate shipping label, they can place the parcel, and this all the cost is on this partnership, not on the seller. This is the best beauty of the project. And moreover, both APG and DMSMatrix believe that it's not just about providing the shipping services to the customer or return service. It is about helping them grow. So we both sides constantly and consistently keep introducing our customers on this project to different marketplaces or different channels where they can sell. So this is a value addition we do to our partnership with our consumers. So I think overall, this is a very unique proposition to the industry.
So essentially, my next question, I think you guys sort of answered it already, but if I'm looking at specific benefits to your clients, your existing clients, right? What's going to come? It seems like certainly more reach is a possibility, right? They're going to have more access.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, sorry. For me, like between APG and DMSMatrix, there's a lot in common. As you mentioned, Sadiq, like your technology company, and we are a logistic delivery company, but very tech driven as well. And technology and people are really our key success factors in the company. So you mentioned the customer care and the technology, and all our services are really enhanced by these two key success factors. And for me, we see the e-commerce world the same way from an entrepreneurship eye, and we adapt our solutions. So flexibility is key for what we do, and DMS Matrix is the same. So for instance, to give you an example, we developed specifically some additional features for DMS Matrix customers ex-China. And now we are able to benefit from it because we are able also to sell it to our existing customers and vice versa. We at APG also we have a vast coverage in terms of type of customers. So we deal with different types of companies, from mega merchants, big retailers, big marketplaces, but also small and medium sellers, and from different segments as well. So from like fashion apparel, beauty and care, entertainment and leisure. That actually gives us a lot of different specific challenges in terms of cross-border, and more often than never, DMS Matrix is the answer for these specific challenges, because we do have a lot of requirements, and we always try to tweak our solutions to our customer requirements. And when we collaborate with DMS, it makes things like also much easier, because we can fast track some of the development, the plugging into like more marketplace for our customers. So it's a win-win for everybody.
that's great. That sounds like a pretty clear value added
Yeah.
for customers on both sides. Um, And Sadeep, what about you? Is there anything else maybe specific to existing DMS Matrix customers? Um,
No, I think I'm going to echo same what Leticia has said, but just to add that obviously whatever we were doing and we are doing, having APG as part of this ecosystem and a very strong, reliable partner is making us look much better and stronger and more complete solution. The vision is still much bigger, so I'm not going to say DMS is still a complete solution. So I think we have moved 10 steps closer to our goal because of APG and. I totally agree. The technology collaboration and both teams work together has made it possible. And not just the initial integration, I'm seeing a lot many other interesting projects are being worked upon on both the sides to connect, our proposed solution to various channels where we can assist the e-commerce fraternity to take advantage of this.
That's great. It's also fascinating to hear that the kind of symbiosis that develops there, that it's kind of building in, driving ideas on both sides of the partnership actually for things people didn't even think they were that you guys were talking about initially. So that's promising, I think.
The biggest thing, just to add, customer growth-centric culture, where both companies believe that if you help customer, you help yourself. And this is the same thing I feel about APG and people, all management, all the frontline team. And I really love it. We believe in the same thing. This will basically motivate both the sides to continue striving towards providing new and innovative solutions. And Leticia, as you said, you might have realized that both the sides are very flexible in terms of providing unique and bespoke solution to each customer regardless of the volume. And ultimately what happens is if you do it for one customer, it's reusable, obviously. So that's a great thought process on both the sides. And I think this is important aspect of our partnership.
That's great. So maybe one more question, more like a specific question, I guess, or not a use case, but a specific way of handling. A lot of people in the e-commerce world are having trouble, and this is as a logistics provider, as a software solutions guy, these are problems you guys are confronted with on a daily basis, mitigating and controlling returns, especially in the cross-border space, where depending on the product, this can make or break a business, the return rate, right? And so I wanted to ask how you guys work with returns, how DMSMatrix and APG, and what sort of direct solutions you guys provide.
So at the moment, we have a turnkey solution, which is fully live and working with many clients to provide a Europe between Europe and UK return. Because obviously after Brexit, it had become a nightmare for the sellers to even do outbound and inbound is basically further more complex. We have a turnkey solution for that, which basically because of again high technological development, we are able to provide automated more seamless, no burden to seller or shipper kind of solution where we can get the parcel from any part of Europe. We can scan it, we can value it, we can put it back into the listing, or we can just bulk collate it and dispatch it to the shipper wherever they want it back. And our technology takes care of the entire customs process, return customs process for this. Uh, Interesting part about that solution is that if somebody else want to run a return business of their own, we can just white label the whole model for them. So we are not just trying to hog the industry. We are saying we are doing it. If you want to do it as well, please feel free and talk to us. We'll be able to provide you the ready-made solution to offer it because what I believe there's so much work to be done alone APG and DMSMatrix will not be able to handle. And the more people follow the model we are following together, APG and DMS, it is going to make industry more streamlined and it is going to create further, uniformity in the industry. So I'm very open for anybody to come and talk to us about any of our services. We are more than happy to white label it for them because I see a bigger picture. It will create uniformity across the industry and some standards will come into play.
Okay.
This is interesting, Sadiq. You're mentioning the platforms and white label solutions. We actually used to have also a return platform before, many years ago, like when we started. But we realized that having the technology platform for the returns and focusing on the delivery solutions behind are two different things, two different activities, and we wanted to really focus on our core
Yeah.
offering, which is the logistics. So we decided to really invest in our technology, but to make sure the logistics side is spotless and frictionless, and we leave it to you guys to do the front end portal basically. But we do have in-country return solutions as well, and it's an integrated product, so we can plug it in to any customer return platform, including DMSMatrix. And for a lot of our key destinations, we also have a paperless option, which is more sustainable, and that works with in-country return solutions. So that means the consumer doesn't have to send back their returns all the way to the UK or to the origin retailer. It's a domestic country returns. We consolidate and then we ship it back to the retailer on a agreed frequency. So it can be every other day, it can be weekly, bi-monthly, depending on the volumes as well. But we also do have more sustainable options where the retailer can decide to give to a local charity. So it's instead of destroying it, then they give the returns to charity,
Oh,
local
fantastic.
charities as well. Yeah, or resell it as well. So that's another option. But for us, when we work with DMSMatrix and other return platforms, the idea for the retailers and the sellers is that gives them a full end-to-end visibility on the returns journey, and they can actually control in a more cost-effective way the whole return management.
That's great. That's great. I wanna ask you. I know you told me about this the other day, and I thought it was just a fascinating option to give to people instead of just kind of something we can all recognize intuitively as a terrible thing when we're looking at a global environmental catastrophe and saying, wait, we're shipping products places and then destroying them.
Yeah.
What? This is daily business? The first time you hear this, you're like, that can't be right. I must have read that wrong. And so this solution, to either make it cost effective to ship the return by waiting, to resell them in a different venue, or then to donate also, which I mean can also on some level, I mean that's maybe a next project for DMSMatrix is figuring out if you donate in the cross-border donation services, how to get companies the tax credits they deserve for those donations. But
Well,
I
I
think
think I think
that's a good
Letitia.
solution.
Yeah, no, great. Sorry to interrupt, James. I'm
No,
really
no, please.
impressed. I already knew about this sustainable option of APG, where they put it on charity and all that. And I think this is the most sensible option because if even if you return at a very cheap cost, there is a carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to do it again? Like if seller says at least give an option to seller or shipper that would you be interested in that, so at least you don't create more carbon footprint and you just give it to people. It basically is kind of a more social corporate responsibility side you're going into, and you're saving the environment as well, and less hassle for everyone, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely what's I'm trying to find the expression, but something like the business side of turning a frown upside down. This is but well, since we already tackled it a little bit, I'd like to just jump straight to, since you were telling us about the kind of sustainable solutions that are enabled by this extremely efficient tracking, essentially in returns and in shipping. What other things are sort of ideas you guys are thinking about in terms of sustainability? I mean, this is going to be huge. This has maybe been a buzzword for 20 years, but it seems like it's starting to mean more than just something to talk about at the table. Seems like a lot of companies are taking this much more seriously than they used to. And what are you guys thinking? What are the kind of opportunities and what are the things you're looking to do or are doing already to contribute to sustainability?
Letitia?
Okay. Yeah. Trends at the moment are really cost driven, so it's always hard and to balance between cost and sustainability, because at the moment sustainability is still a premium price, a higher cost than the usual delivery methods. But you can see a shift, especially with the younger generation, where they really want more sustainable products. They want more sustainable delivery options, and I think it will dramatically change once we have also all these regulations and local and European laws coming into play. That will probably impact even further the revolutions we need to make on the logistics side and e-commerce side as well, from a retailer point of view, but also from a consumer point of view, because the consumer has to be also educated on, what is sustainable. They want more visibility as well. So when we started at APG 6 years ago, we started also our sustainability journey very quickly, and on the back of one of our customer tenders. That was one of the requirements. And before like tackling carbon emission or any initiatives on carbon emission reduction, we wanted to know like what our suppliers are doing, what our customers are doing, to make sure we are taking the right direction. Because APG is an asset-light company, so we don't own our hubs. We also outsource leg by leg our delivery options. But our technology makes it like a frictionless end-to-end delivery option. And the idea it was really step one to sit down and interview our suppliers, all our suppliers, to see what they were doing about their sustainability journey and what we wanted to expect from them. And then step two was to do the same with our customers, our key customers, what they were doing about their own sustainability strategy, but also what they were expecting from APG in terms of helping them with this journey. And then year 3 on, we also did, we started calculating our carbon emission from a global point of view on a yearly basis. So that was a report we could share with our customers. But it was not enough, of course, because the more you give to our customers, the more they want also more granularity. So we started putting more granularity to it, and we developed a calculation tool for carbon emission, which gives per customer the carbon emission on a parcel basis, per service, per destination. And it's actually almost a live report. We share it on a monthly basis, but it's going to be available soon on a live mode. We are launching our new customer portal in the next 2 weeks, and all these kind of reports will be available on that portal. So that's the next step. And so giving more visibility and transparency on this side of the sustainability was a big milestone for us, and but also for our customers. Since then, we actually, for the past 10 months, we accelerated our sustainability efforts by measuring our scope 1, 2, and 3 to make sure we want to action some more initiatives towards reduction of carbon emission, but we needed to calculate it, to measure it before doing anything else. So we did that. We just received the results last week. We also worked on our ISO 26000 accreditation, and I can confirm that we passed it last week as well.
Congratulations.
Lots of good news last week. And we also worked on our sustainability strategy with a lot of key focus, key goals for the next few years and decades, with around 3 main topics, 3 main areas. So people, planet, and prosperity. And one of the goals is to be carbon neutral by 2025, and we are on the track to be carbon neutral actually before 2025. and then be net zero by 2050, which is an alignment with our mothership Australia Post, which is also to 2050. But then we didn't work only on the planet side. We worked very early on the compliance and data security and social corporate aspects of the whole sustainability strategy. So we have put also a lot of initiatives around well-being for employees, volunteering days as well. So now we have 2 days of volunteering work, which is available for any employee at APG from any team, and it's been received really well. And it's a journey, so we don't really stop here. But the next step for us is to give even more transparency, more visibility to our retailers, but to also the consumers. So the idea is to provide this carbon emission calculation on a tracking event basis, and that means as well we will be able to offer some different options either to our customers or to the consumer. So because we have ways of communicating with the consumer, and there might be also a way for them to decide, oh, but actually I want a greener solution, so I'm gonna change my delivery option to have my parcel in 2 days instead of next day or something. So that's what we are thinking for the next 12, 18 months. And we are also working on offsetting some of our carbon emission. But again, for us, it's really measuring, calculating, reducing, and then offsetting. So that's the three key words for me on sustainability.
That's exciting. Sounds like a lot of interesting stuff in the pipeline.
I've been
Um,
heavily involved, though. That's why I'm like very talkative about it.
we can tell. No, we can tell. It's important to you. That's
Yeah,
awesome, and it's also mission critical for a logistics company, right? To
absolutely.
start thinking about that. Deep, I know on your side it's a slightly different set of challenges, but we heard already from Letitia's explanation that um, one thing that's essential to this optimization process has been technology, right?
Yeah.
That's what you heard, to measure carbon emissions, to track everything, to enable the granularity in these solutions, right? A lot of these tools, these are all, from the sound of it anyway, a lot of IT tools involved. And so maybe using that as a springboard, what do you think about DMSMatrix, about this ecosystem you're imagining, how it might contribute to sustainability?
I think we are in the center of this, like APJ is, and the technology is the greatest way of reducing the carbon footprint or create more sustainable solutions. Obviously, it's not just technology; it has to, the behavior has to change, the process has to change. But for all that to change, there has to be an alternate. Like you are doing something today like this. For example, like a lot of our 3PL company customers used to print a packing slip on A4 paper along with the shipping label. We thought that the wastage of paper. So we changed it and we started giving them the packing slip on the same label so they don't have to use more paper. And then when they go for pick and pack, they used to print bunch of papers and they said, no, you should not do that. And we started providing them a mobile compatible pick list so that they can just walk with their mobile phones, don't need to buy even additional devices to create more carbon footprint. They can do their pick list right there and click, and they don't need to basically come and take even a single printout. So we basically think these small steps makes big difference. Now, since we have created it for one customer, it is now being given to many other 3PL companies. So somehow it is making an impact. I think sustainability in most basic term is reducing the consumption of natural resources. And I think digitization is the best, not the best, maybe the strongest tool to achieve that. And our whole purpose as DMS Matrix is to create maximum and global level integration and connectivity and most automation. So that more connectivity you have, more automation you have, it's not just only going to reduce the paper printout or manual interaction. It is going to do the interaction, communication, or information exchange at a very minimal carbon footprint. I'm saying it is still not at zero, but at least we are able to reduce it to a great extent. Right? Uh, and as people say, the change need to start from the home. And DMSMatrix, we do not print anything unless and until it is required by government or by compliance. Everything is digital. Entire internal communication is digital. Our communication with our clients, our service providers, our partners, everything is digital. So we try to minimize the impact because of us as much as we can. So we are doing our bit as well. And obviously it's a long journey. And I think the more work we are able to do and finish this ecosystem which we are talking about, it is definitely going to make an impact and will be more sustainable.
That's great. Um, okay, as well, that seems like some interesting challenges ahead and some interesting ways to meet them. Um, and so maybe I'd like to round up before we go to maybe some questions from the audience, because we're hitting our time limit here pretty quick. I'd just like to ask you guys for some final thoughts on something I've been thinking about a lot, wearing a long sleeve shirt today, when it's 28 degrees in Berlin. Um, what? Oh no, sorry, I missed my transition there. Reading my notes wrong. Terrible, terrible. But no, I wanted to ask you guys just for we've all probably a lot of sellers, and I know a lot of people in the e-commerce space, in marketing, in sales right now are getting ready to tighten their belts. They're afraid that maybe the market doesn't look so promising for new ventures. And so if you guys could just really briefly maybe share some thoughts about what you guys would think, or what you guys would tell friends of yours that are sellers that are maybe getting a little scared of the market right now, because it seems like you guys are seeing lots of possibilities still. So just maybe a couple thoughts,
I Let's see if I may start on that.
please.
Uh, See, any turmoil or any change in the industry or any market basically has two major impacts. Okay, one is the margins get thinner, and you have increasing competition. Um, there are many things which people can do, but I would probably give only two major pieces of advice out of my teeny tiny experience which I have. To deal with these kind of situations, first and foremost, you need to be technologically advanced. Okay. So whenever margins are thinning, you have to reduce the cost. You have to make sure your OpEx is as low as you can make it. And I think technology is the only way to do it. Obviously, it will require some process changes as well. But I think my suggestion to sellers, marketplaces, and all the entities of the industry is to get as technologically smarter as they can, so their OpEx is lesser and they can use that fund to expand. I'm not saying to cut the jobs or employment, but use that fund to expand. Second is every company need to basically be into right partnerships. Okay, so a partnership need to be chosen basis not just one project or today's project. Partnership need to be chosen basis how can it be, how this partnership can be scaled, how this can help us go to new places to sell or new avenues to grow. Uh, and I think that is where APG and DMS collaboration is a very good choice for the industry, because it's not just about providing them one set of service, but also to take care of their growth aspirations. So technology enhancement and growth-oriented partnerships. These are my two pieces of advice to the sellers.
All right, great. And Letitia?
I have the technology as well, but yeah, I think in a global recession situation, there's also a lot of competition coming, especially from China, with like Temu, Shein, aggressively coming into European markets and UK markets. So really, to me, like one of the best advice for the sellers in the UK is to really stick to your brand values and to differentiate yourselves from the cheap and cheerful alternatives, because if you enhance the customer value proposition and give them benefits to your products and the customer experience, then you have a strong storytelling to those consumers. And a lot of international consumers love UK sellers, UK brands, and they are ready to pay, a little bit extra for, this made in UK and made in Europe. So I think it's important for you, yeah, to plug in with like the right partners and right technology to be able to sell to these international customers as well. And really, yeah, in terms of recession, then yeah, cost optimization is key as well, and it needs to be done across the whole supply chain. So from a product sourcing perspective, inventory management, fulfillment, and delivery. And just to give you a quick example, for instance, if you shift from an express integrator delivery option to a more local option, you not only you're going to have actually this local field and local customer experience, but also you're going to save in cost because it's much cheaper than an express integrator. So overall, you increase the customer experience as well. And you just need to ask, the right partner, right experts, and DMS, APG are two of them who are able to help you with this journey. So that's my piece of advice.
Well, thank you both very much. And unfortunately, we're basically out of time. So I would like to thank you guys very much for sharing your wisdom, and Leticia, you for joining us on the inaugural Directors webinar, and like giving us a lot to think about. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Insto.
much.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.